Hi, I'm Jamie Bodwin, and this presentation is going to be on the literate struggle of two characters in a novel called Dreamers. By Yuri Morales. And the novel is about how two immigrants find their place in a different country. They find it also very magical. Their journey into this new country is so very magical and amazing as they discover their new life. So, I picked this scene in the novel where the two characters, the mom and the baby, are just walking up to the library, and they have their faces up looking at the sky, and the mom and the baby mirror each other in hope. They have a hopeful expression where they look up, and the viewer can really tell that the mom and the baby are very similar. It makes me think that the mom is childlike in her understanding, just like the baby, because they look exactly alike. They look exactly alike in the picture right here. The mom's skirt looks like it's on fire, and it shows that represents her trekking to this new country because it has the footsteps in the background right there. And on this page it says, thousands and thousands of steps we took around this land until the day we found. Her skirt, her clothes, the mom's clothes really represents the pain of walking so far on foot with shoes that don't look very comfortable. The baby has a little instrument in the stroller, and the mom and the baby mirror each other in hopeful expressions. When they get to the library, the book says, a place we had never seen before, suspicious, improbable. This is the library scene. Okay. In this panel, the library is illustrated as being full of books, all different kinds of literature. These two people found a way to learn about the place that they were in, and they felt suspicious about the novels that they encountered. They wanted to continue searching through the mysterious library. The characters are trying to work through their struggle as illiterate immigrants walking into a new world. The colors that the novel chose has an overall meaning pointing towards the main characters. The meaning is that they come from a Spanish background, from Mexico, and the two characters seem to always be outside while they're journeying to this new country and then to this library that they eventually arrive to. And everything is very neutral tones, like browns, neutral browns, and some yellows, a little bit orange, reds. I find the reds really bring out the pain and suffering of having to walk so far to this library. Another aspect to the scene is a surrealistic aspect where two things are floating around in the picture. There's this novel right here floating around with a golden halo, and it's a little children's book with a baby bird on it, and it's like floating in the sky, and it's like looks like it's like trying to come down to the main characters that are right here, the baby and the mom. And this represents the hope because they're still looking up. Like these two characters are always looking up, like in this hopeful expression on their face that this library is going to solve their problems of being illiterate. And then there's this children's book right here floating in it with a golden halo, and it's coming down to them, and they're just so very hopeful. And the children's book represents how the baby will most likely learn how to read and write in her lifetime and possibly have a better life than the mom did, having to walk so far from this other country. The book represents their hope. Another surrealistic quality to this scene is the butterfly. The butterfly's flying around is orange and black. This butterfly represents how they're going to read all these books. Butterflies in nature jump from one book to the next and next and next. And these characters are probably going to go around the library reading one book to next and next and next until they eventually solve the illiterate problem of not being able to read and write. One more surrealistic quality that is in the novel is the warped bookcase right here. You can tell that it's not straight across. It looks warped right here. That represents the warped reality that they might go through, because when you're illiterate, a lot of times you take things the wrong way, or you have a misunderstanding of what's going on around you, so you can be fighting an unrealistic reality of what's going on in your daily life if you're illiterate. I find the bookshelf that's warped represents how these two characters might go through times where they might be unsure of what's happening. The warped bookcase could also represent the emotional struggle that the two characters are going through, where they could be unhappy, they could have emotional problems. The mom could be very, very tired and be unhappy and having a hard time struggling through this, and this shows up in the warped bookcase. Also, the characters could have a warped emotions towards trying to be literate in this country. Like once the mom got to the library, she might not have really even been that overjoyed to read these books. So her excitement could be somewhat bent. I also like how the author presented this illiterate story, this illiterate struggle of these two characters, two children who are also going through illiterate struggles in their life. I like how the story and the viewer mirror each other. The intended audience for the book mirrors the struggle in the novel of making mistakes, not really knowing what's going on or what's coming next or how to do things the right way, having to redo things over and over and over again, being unsure of themselves. I like how the author presented this particular story to an audience that mirrors the story.